And then also on Saturday, actually it's been this week since Wednesday, we've got a special guest in town from California, Cael Carmichael, our Make-A-Wish kid from the 2011 Poinsettia Bowl. That's been just really a part of this program, part of the family. How great is it to have him here, and then how important is it to have him continue still be involved here, 2 years after that bowl game?
Well, I think it speaks volumes for the character of the players that are in the program right now. When you look at this relationship was started with guys like Quentin Patton, and Josh Cuthbert is a guy that is really, those guys have stayed in touch, been Facebook buddies. I'm wearing one of Cael's, wristbands right now. Just amazing what that young man has been through and the positive attitude that he has on a day-to-day basis. And when you look at, I think our players understand and respect just the attitude that he has every single day. We can moan and groan about some of our problems and having to go to practice or having to go to class or getting out of bed or doing what we have to do as young adults today. But when you look at what Cael has to do on a day-to-day basis just to continue the fight that he's going through, I think it just brings great respect from our players, and that respect is seen by Cael. And so I think Cael feels very comfortable around this team. Great group of young men that are that understand what it's all about, that it's not about just taking. At some point in time, you got to give back, and I think they're very appreciative of Cael being around and being a part of the program.
I know we talked about this a year ago. Coming in as a new head coach, a lot of times you have to change the culture of the program to get it on the course that you want, but that's one thing you really didn't have to do at Louisiana Tech with the young men we have here, always giving back in the community, working with kids like Cael. But having that on just to start with is, I think, a huge step forward.
Well, you talk about character. When you're going to start building the foundation of a program, you better start with character, because if you have character people, you have a chance to build something really special. And I think that's where it all starts. And I think Coach Dykes did a great job with a lot of the young men in here and the culture. And going back to Derek Dooley, with the culture that was built here, because a lot of the players that have been on this team in the last year were recruited by Derek Dooley or Sonny Dykes, and some that we've brought in. And I think it goes in, we talk about all the time, if you want character, if you want talent, you want whatever you want in your program, you've got to go recruit it, but you also have to develop it. And I think that's one of the things that those guys did a great job with, the character of the program and the quality of the young men that are here. We don't have a lot of problems here. We don't have problems here because we have great young men that come here for a reason, because they want to get a degree, they want to play a high level of football on the field, and they want to be part of a family. And it's a small community, but yet is a very tight-knit community, and it's a community that bleeds blue and red. And I think that speaks volumes for the fan base, for the town of Ruston, and the way that it's just intertwined with Louisiana Tech University and the way the two operate together.
And when we talk about being a part of the La Tech family, those aren't just words on paper. I mean, that's proof positive right there. That's a living, breathing thing.
Well, and that's where you talk about a young man like Cael. I mean, here's a guy that came into the program, didn't graduate from here, he just had the opportunity to be exposed to a group of young men. And I think it all started with a young man named Quentin Patton, who started that and saw Cael and respected him and gave him his gift card at the bowl game. And to see that relationship develop, and Cael came back he was able to go to the UTEP game a year ago, be in the locker room, be around these players, talk to them pregame, go out there, we get the win, give them a game ball, and to see the excitement in these players, to see Cael with the game ball and the smile that came on his face, those are the things that are just priceless.